Good morning, everyone. Jim Laird joining you live from Grand Pacifica, Nicaragua. And it is a beautiful day here. I know I sound like a broken record. Yesterday, Dr. Stillman and I did, what was it yesterday? Hormones and neurotransmitters. That was our weekly lesson. It was a really good one. We had well over 100 people on the call. So it was great. This week, it's the secrets of self-quantification. So we're going to be talking all about that. And if you get on the email list, you'll be able to register for those weekly lessons. They're totally free. We'd love to have you on them. So we'd love to have you there. Today, we're going to talk about simple daily exercises to stay healthy. First, we have to decide, if your goal is to be healthy, that's everyone really wants to be healthy. But there are certain sports that require certain adaptations where staying healthy is a lot more difficult. Things like powerlifting require you to lose certain abilities to get really good at others. Like the stronger you are, the less mobility you want, right? So you have to maintain enough mobility to stay healthy, but you need to be able to brace and create rigidity in a way that allows you to move just deep enough in the squat. That's why people lose shoulder mobility. They become compressed. They develop a strategy. That's why I'm not a big fan of excessive heavy benching and excessive heavy squatting, straight bar deadlifting with field athletes, people that are overhead athletes. You can do some of that. Trap bar deadlift mitigates that. But there comes a point, it was like how much deadlifting is necessary before you get, you'll see people, they'll start deadlifting and they'll get better, they'll get stronger in general. And then maybe 2 or 3 years down the road, they need to back off on that a little bit. And they need to do some other things to maybe increase their movement options a little bit, or they need to change their, just getting stronger and stronger and stronger doesn't necessarily carry over to athleticism. So that's a totally different topic. But if health is your number one goal, then you want to maintain breathing options and you want to maintain movement options. So I'm a huge fan of rolling around on the floor, doing things like grabbing your knees, rocking back and forth, grab one knee, rock back and forth. If you go on this YouTube channel and you search mini circuits, you'll see a lot of these mini circuits, or I call them, I'll give people resets. When I work with somebody, one of the things we want to do is restore some of the movement options that they've lost, or some of the breathing options that they've lost. Rommel is trying to grab a chicken bone, and that's not good for your health, Rommel. Don't do that. So say hi, buddy. Say hi, Rommel. So he likes to jump up on the table and get food. So we're not going to do that today. Chicken bones are not good when they're cooked, Rommel. So that's something that a lot of people don't understand. If you don't have a lot of movement options, if you're limited in the way you can move, you're limited in the way you can breathe, and then you add more restraint on that from your training program, you're going to end up in trouble eventually. So getting down on the floor and moving around, and everybody's resets are going to be a little bit different depending on their structure, depending on their shape. It's going to depend. Like my resets that I have to do are going to be a lot different than Dr. Stillman's. For example, since I'm so anteriorly tilted, I am the widest of the wide. My rib cage literally goes like this. So I'm going to spill out and forward with my gut. And so I'm going to need to do a lot of backwards bear crawls. I'm going to really need to be careful on my overhead movements. Dr. Stillman, on the other hand, he spills down and forward. He's a narrow infrasternal angle, so his guts go down. I'm really good at hinging. I'm good at squatting, but it's not naturally. People that are narrower tend to be better squatters. People that are wide tend to be better at hinging. I'm really good at hinging. Dr. Stillman is not very good at hinging. His guts go forward. He can't push his mass back very well. So he has to do a lot of things in child's pose or inverted to try and open his chest up and to get his guts to kind of go up instead of being pushed down. Whereas I have to do a little bit of both. I have to get my rib cage to come down because I'm very extended. I'm hyperinflated. So I have to do things to get my rib flare under control, and then also to exhale fully and to get a little bit of posterior tilt in my life. So doing these little circuits daily, like these mini circuits that I have on my YouTube channel, if you search mini circuits or feel good circuits, you'll find them. And just pick some things that feel good. Joe DeFranco had an on-floor warm-up that includes some like foam rolling. I think he called it the Fantastic 8 or something like that. That's one of the reasons foam rolling is so good, is because you're moving around on the floor in weird ways, restoring some of the movement options that you've lost or maintaining some of the movement options that you have. And then, of course, one of the best ways to maintain movement options is to choose exercises that reinforce good biomechanics. For example, if I'm doing an overhead press and I pull my shoulder blades together, I'm pressing over my head, I'm not actually getting the weight over my head with my shoulder. I'm getting it out there by arching my back really hard. That puts the scapula in a really weird position. The shoulder and the elbow are not in an ideal position. That's why I like the landmine, because you're here, your ribs are down, and then the shoulder blade is able to glide on the scapula in a much, much better way that actually works into the efficiency of the movement, right? So you can arch. That's why I like doing like shoulder presses facing the seat instead of facing away, because you face away, you arch really hard, and that just puts your shoulders and your scapula in a really awkward position. If I face forward, I get my ribs down, all of a sudden I can go over my head much easier. My scapula, everything's going to move because everything's lined up the way it's supposed to be lined up. And that doesn't mean you don't move in weird ways. We obviously do that, but the last thing we want to do is reinforce and strengthen what we call a compensatory strategy, which is doing things like arching hard to get over your head. Doing things like when you're doing a split squat, your pelvis is dumped forward and you're hammering into your low back to do it. So we want to be able to do things in a way that make the body move in a more ideal manner. So a lot of that has to do with exercise selection. That's why I really like front squat, goblet squat, as opposed to back squat. You can back squat with your ribs down, but it's very hard because you have to pull your shoulder blades together. Like safety squat bar, it just is a lot easier for people to do and to get rolling quickly with it. So a lot of it has to do with exercise selection, giving people exercises that really suit their structure and really give them the ability to move in an efficient way. And then also to unwind after you're done training. Like, because I'm so extended, when I'm done training, I'll sit in a deep squat holding onto a post. I'll do some over the stability ball breathing to kind of get some flexion, shut off that extension strategy that I've used in my training that I gravitate towards. I do that before bed to kind of shut off that extension pattern. I can feel myself being pushed into extension when I'm under a lot of stress. And then, doing some drills where you're in through the nose, nice and easy, long exhale, blowing up balloons, things like that help me a lot. For somebody like Dr. Stillman, it's going to be, sitting up against the wall, low back on the wall, legs together, pushing the guts up so he can expand the rib cage, because he's getting compressed front to back. He needs to open the rib cage up. So there's just a few little tips here, but walking is a big part of this too. If you're qualified to walk, walking is one of the in a nice leisure place, breathing through your nose. That's really great, because walking is basically a series of rotations. You're rotating through your thorax, you're rotating through your pelvis. Your one side goes one way, the other side goes the other, and shifting back and forth. So that really resets the system. The gentle swing of the arms. You should see your thumbs in your peripheral vision while you're walking. That's a great way to reset your spine, reset your body, reset your nervous system, is to go for leisurely walks. So those are things you need to do daily. Getting up, doing cross connects where you bring your knee up, you're touching your elbow to your knee or your forearm. Things like that are really good for your brain, for your nervous system, for your body in general. So you want to incorporate these, daily activities. You're getting down on the floor, you're rolling around, things like arm bars, half get up sweeps, things like that, where you're moving around in different ways, are really helpful to make you feel good and to make sure, I tell people all the time that are older, if you only do one thing every day, get down on the floor, lay flat on your back, roll to your side, and then get up, and then get back down on the floor, roll the other direction, get up off the ground. as we age, we quit going down on the floor. That's why a lot of people, when they get older, they have grandkids and they get down on the floor and they start playing around with the grandkids and they're like, oh, I feel better all of a sudden. I don't know why. So there's just a few tips for you. Make sure you get on the email list and check out the wellness, the mini circuits on my YouTube page. I think they're also called mini circuits or feel good circuits. I've got a bunch of them on there. Check those out, give them a try, see what you think. They're great for warm-ups as well. And then next week, next Thursday, actually be this Thursday, the topics is secrets of self-quantification. And then the rest of for the rest of March and April, we've got approach to allergies, parasites, and mold, air quality and breathing mechanics, water quality, libations and hydration, physical fitness and exercise, light sauna and phototherapy, diet, nutrition, and supplements. And that takes us all the way to the end of April. So, and then we've got a whole bunch of other ones that I have to schedule for that. But the only way to see those is to get on our email list. And then, of course, you can always watch them by getting into one of our courses. So some of those are part of our course packages. So, in our online coaching program. So, happy to answer any quick questions. If you have any, you can put them in the chat. Thank you for the like. I really appreciate that. Lord knows the powers that be don't like me very much. But happy to answer any quick questions if anybody has any. If not, I'll be getting on with my day and throwing out this chicken bone so that Rommel doesn't eat it. So I hope you guys have a great day today. Hope you get outside. I will. Thank you so much, Michelle. I will have a great day. I'm going to Panama this weekend. To every 90 days, I need to leave the country for now until I become a resident. Every 90 days, I need to leave the country to kind of reset my clock. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never been to Panama before, so that'll be a lot of fun. So that'll be fun. And and then we're getting ready to start the gym up, and I'll be releasing my online store so you can help support not only the gym, the community here, and then also some of the locals here in Nicaragua by buying t-shirts and mugs that remind people that they need to get outside and not be a zoo animal. So take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day.